Hi, I'm Kathryn Adriani. I'm here with Jen Welter, where we just finished her Gridiron Girls football camp. So why don't you take us what drills you guys did today with the girls and who came?
We did a bunch of different drills today, touching on all elements of football. A little bit of defense, read and react, read your quarterback. We did flag pulling. We did L drill, which works on pursuit angles. We learned handoffs, catching, throwing, snapping, pretty much all of the elements of flag football.
And then today, I know you had your good friend Colette Smith here. How has she been able to help impact the camp?
Colette has been a friend of mine for a long time. And having been the first female to coach in the NFL, I always said, the goal of that is to be first and not last. And so to have one of my really good friends then go and coach for the Jets, it's special. It's funny. She calls me her mentor sometimes. I'm like, hey, that's not really fair. You're older than me. But I don't know how that feels. But it is kind of one of the really coolest things is to see somebody else shine in their own way. And she's a great coach. She's great with kids. I always love her energy level and enthusiasm. And she's right here in New York. So that's special. And then in addition to Colette, obviously we had Coach Stone, who does all my camps. He's amazing. He was my defensive coordinator in Team USA 2010. And then when I was the head coach of the Australian women's national team, he was my defensive coordinator and assistant head coach. So we lovingly say it's like Welter and Stone adventures. We've now done 9 of these across the country together. We had Deuce Reyes, who was one of the best females in the game for a long time. We played against each other for a long time and then played together in 2013 on Team USA. Her daughter, Peanut, was out here. And then, of course, we had my 2 very special NFL guys who are both now linebackers for the Jets, Kevin Minter and Avery Williamson. Kev is a special case for me because I coached him in Arizona. And he was my huddle caller and my captain of the defense. And he was always, just great. It wasn't like a female coach or anything else. Like he's the guy you want in the locker room, right? Like everything I ever asked of him, he did and more. And he's a strong, quiet leader. And so for him to come out and support this camp, to me, it was like, oh my gosh, like I coached him and now I'm watching him coach these girls. Like it just really drove home the importance of having, more females in the game, because it not only impacts the girls and what they see as possible, but impacts all of the men as well, right? And, opens their eyes to, wow, okay, like girls can do this and they're really good and like this is so fun. And, Avery Williamson is also a case of that. I've known Avery for a number of years, and he was in Phoenix off season working out and heard that I was doing a girls camp, and he was like, man, I want to come. And so he came out to our Phoenix camp, and then, I promised him I would do a camp in New York, and it's hard for them during season. So right. I actually added this one in New York on really short notice because I really wanted Avery and Kev to be able to help because it's so special to them and they're so good with them. Yeah. And then last, but of course not least, Truck Gordon, who is a UFC tough champion and just a really great friend. I love his energy, love his positivity that he leads with. And he was, really my rock here. He got the field and did a whole lot of the groundwork getting the word out.
What was one piece of advice you gave to the girls today?
I always drive home with all the kids is that really there's no game you cannot play and no field you don't belong on or in. Football may not be their field of dreams, but I want them to find theirs, right? This was my place where I was able to do the impossible, right? Take the game further than it was ever supposed to be for women. And so it's a great place for me to be able to reach out to them because it's true. It's home, right? Yeah. Like this is fun for me. This is what I love. And so to be able to reach and impact them and show them that, really special. And I thought everybody did a great job of, driving different messages home is like, to realize like, take it seriously that you can be seriously good, right? And, go for greatness. Like why be average when you can be exceptional? Right. There's so many good things. And also one of the things I always love to tell them is like when I teach receivers drills, it's like, throw your diamonds up. Right? It's not only a girl's best friend, but it's also a receiver's. Yeah. And to know your worth. And a lot of those lessons that I learned through football carry over into life as well.
Well, Jen, thank you so much, and thank you for running these amazing camps all across the United States.
You got it. Thanks for coming.
No problem.